Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus for the PS4. Don't know why I did that part. But anyway. We're starting off today's part with something which is exclusive to the PS4 version, which wasn't originally in the Vita version. These are what they call side stories, which either give little extra story details. In this case, introduce us to a new character, or they can also have like a little bit of character development and relationship building for two pre-existing characters. In this case, we're introduced to a new character, and because he gets involved, the White Shroud, of course, because he gets involved in the side story here, we meet him a hell of a lot earlier than we would have done if we in the original Vita game, because in the original Vita game he didn't really show up till I want to say like 2/3 of the way through the game. But this way we get to get introduced to this guy early on, and it's also an introduction to the fact that we've got like Hiragi's kind of group who are dealing with stuff to do with the eclipse. Sorry, but this is the first kind of this is the introduction into the fact that there are other groups that are dealing with this shit as well, and the White Shroud being basically being one of those guys. Also getting involved with the eclipse. So anyway, so this guy has got Star of David powers, and so his weapon is a giant feck-off broadsword, which actually looks pretty fucking badass. It's, in terms of the way it looks, it's one of my favorite weapons in the whole game. I mean, it just looks so cool. So we're introduced to, this is Chapter 1 side story, White Shadow, and there is I think a side story for every single one of them. The strength for the White Shroud and his major gimmick is that basically he's strong against all enemies. He takes down, but he's also glass cannon, so he takes damage more quickly. However, for every time you hit an enemy, you also get some health back. So he's actually a pretty, in terms of a character, he's pretty fucking broken. I think it's why they don't really allow you to play as him for too much of the game, because if he was just a regular party member the whole time, basically you'd put him in every single, at the head of your team the whole time, because he just wrecks shit. I mean, look at that. I mean, I know I'm over-leveled because of New Game Plus, but even so, even on normal level, he absolutely wrecks enemies. And of course, he also recovers health every time he hits. So, I mean, he's pretty insanely overpowered. In terms of where he ranks, though, in terms of the people you fight as, I don't mind him. Like, I don't hate his combat style's pretty okay, but for me, I prefer my sword wielders to be a little bit faster in terms of his sword swings. He's pretty... Ow, my face. As you can see there, my health goes straight back up. But yeah, his sword swings are pretty slow, but they do deal a lot of damage. I mean, like I say, he's pretty fucking broken. But not my favourite character to play as. In terms of this dungeon, it's pretty much a straight shot. This is pretty much just... Like I say, this is pretty much just an introduction to this character. You're not going to get to play as him too much until much later. Yeah, as you can see, the health goes down fairly quickly. And that's the first introduction of the poison effect. When you walk through poison and get hit by it, you kind of your vision goes all cloudy, and it won't go away until you. What am I doing? Oh, there we go. You can either use an antidote to get rid of it, or you can swap party members, and then you can, and then it goes away that way. But as we're on our own, we can't use that party member trick yet. But like I say, pretty straightforward dungeon. It's pretty much a dead giveaway that he's going to become a major part of the story later on, though, because of the fact that he gets soul points. Also, his X drive is actually pretty fucking long from the get-go. I don't think you can use the X drive any more than once, at least at the beginning of the game. But he's... X drive is pretty fucking brutal as well. So he's a fun character to play as. Elder Greed, Gold Harpy. My apologies. So it's time to kick some ass. Yeah, and he's kind of set up at the beginning as kind of like this kind of badass kind of unknown guy. Here we go. Look at him. Fucking hell, that does some damage. So yeah, this thing's weak to wind, but of course we have the, yeah, he's the only one who has the kind of white element. I can't remember what the name of the element is, but the white element. He's the only one that has it, and it's pretty much strong against everything, as I've said before. But yeah, he's kind of introduced here as kind of like a, you know, this badass other character, and you kind of want to know more about him and to like how he fits into everything. And yeah, that little kid is going to become a really major part of the story near endgame. So yeah, it's also a way of giving you a little snapshot of potential of future plot elements. So yeah, it's kind of a cool little addition. I actually really like all the little additional side stories that they added. They're kind of cool. So yeah, something really bad's happening. And we're in a hospital, so someone's in that room, so someone's obviously having a bit of an issue as well with the eclipse. That's Hiragi. The White Maiden. We don't know who the White Maiden is yet. We'll find out later. So yeah, it kind of introduces the fact that there's now 3 different factions. We've got Hiragi's, we've got this guy, and we've also got this White Maiden who we haven't met yet. So, like I said, this does a good job, and his teleportation, it's pretty badass. Like I say, when I first laid eyes on him, I thought he was a cool looking character. And his sword is badass as fuck. So, yeah. But they're only short little things, these side stories. We're now moving on to now we're getting into back into the main story. We're going back and we're doing the proper chapter 2 stuff now. Moving on. I hear a clock. Holy shit. That's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Fucking hell. I've seen the little ones. I've never seen one that massive. My apologies. Go's having to get up early, and the reason for that is because he's been asked to help out at the shrine by Toa. We're going to find out what's happening, but basically his granddad has a dojo at the shrine, and supposedly and basically his granddad Toa's told his granddad that basically he's been doing these part-time jobs, which he's not supposed to be doing. So yeah, Ko's going to be taught a little bit of a lesson today. I'll teach you to work so hard, you fat bastard. He's not fat, but you know what I mean. I don't know, this sets the wrong message, really. Don't work too hard, you piece of shit. And of course, at the end of the last part, Shiori's... We find out that Shiori's just fine after her little eclipse excursion at the end of the last part. During last part, so yeah. I will say that I think that the PS4 version does a decent job of kind of updating. He's not walking on the stairs. It does a decent job of making the backgrounds and that kind of thing all look pretty good. I have to say that much. So yeah, it's the Kokonoe Shrine. So yeah, owned by Toa, and it's Toa's family, I believe. So there you go. There's a bit of a skip there. I didn't like that much. Fuck. I didn't know that. I didn't see that happen. Oh well. Whatever. Whatever the fuck. Can't be helped. Someone's fighting. Let's get in and help them. Can we tell who that's going to be? And who is it? Hey, Sora. So yeah, it's kind of obvious basically that she'd be here. Because she is on the karate, part of the karate club after all. Old man in glasses, very strict. That's Ko's granddad. He's a bit of a strict bastard. Oh yeah, she did say that a couple of parts ago. Ko, stop perving. Go talk to your granddad. Yeah, now we're introduced. Susuke Kokonoe, basically Ko's granddad. Basically. There we go. Called it, to be brutally honest. Yeah, well, I mean, I think he pretty much said the last, when he talked to Sora about it, that he doesn't really keep up with the martial arts stuff anymore. Oh shit, he knows about the jobs. Told you. It's just a rumor. I swear to God, I haven't been doing jobs. Oh yeah, what the fuck? What's that mean? Oh my god, he had the gi specially prepared. Got it all ready. Yeah, I'm not helping out at the shrine. You're actually going to be fighting Sora. Have fun. Which I don't really get. I mean, surely they want him to, you know, learn kind of, you know, make him, you know, surely they want him to learn to work early on, you know. Surely it's a good thing to be, you know, working your ass off, learning the value of work and all that kind of crap. But I guess not. So there you go. What the fuck? Oh, I love that look from Toa. It's so condescending. Yep, so she's pretty much lied to us to get us here to basically fight with Sora and help out at the dojo. And now she's fucking off. I don't think so. Ko. It's time to give up, my son. You're stuck here. Sora's so happy. Yeah. It's kind of a good point for him to bring up there, that basically maybe it'd be a good thing to get back into training again after everything that's kind of everything that's going on with the places, with the eclipse and all that kind of thing. Why was I struggling with that? But yeah, basically at the beginning of every chapter you also get that intra-anime cutscene cutting in again. And here we're introduced to a new character, Seiki Goro, who is one of the teachers and is going to play he's going to play a major part in the story. Wow, our English is remarkably good. That's weird. Why did they decide to do this now? Why did they decide to do that? They decided to go for English subtitles and then Japanese subtitles. It's kind of weird why they decided to do that. But, whatever. I guess you can't win them all. To be fair, Teach, she did live in America for a while, so, probably picked up the language fairly easily, Yeah, and Mr. Goro's kind of played up as like the teacher that all the girls have the hots for. He's not writing anything. And Ko's... to be fair, Shiori, give him a fucking break. He was up at 5:30 in the morning and he was fighting with Sora in the dojo, so... And yeah, and Ryota absolutely can't stand him. Because he's like... nice dude. Because, thinks that Mr. Goro is a good-looking dude and is constantly getting attention from all the girls in class. And he's like, what? I'm not supposed to call on me. I'm supposed to call on the girls, for God's sake. It'll be fine. I can't remember if this is... Can you pick? Yeah, you can basically pick Unforgettable Journey. You pick one of the options, and if you give Ryota the right option, then your wisdom increases. Which is useful because, you need to get all your stats up to, with at least, because the 3 stats you need to increase, all of them have 5 stars, so a total of 15, you need to get 8 stars in order to be able to unlock the true ending of the game. So it's worth getting all these out of the way as quickly as possible. So yeah, Ryota may not like him, but he seems like a nice enough teacher. I love that. The little sparklies in front of his face. And Ryota taking the piss. That's nice to see. And there we go, my wisdom has increased. Here we go, so there's wisdom, courage, and virtue. Basically, you need to up those. And actually, if you up one of those, like by a star rank, then you'll also get the first playthrough anyway. You'll get stuff from Ko's granddad as well, like money and items to enable you to do better in battle. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. Join me next time for the next part when we'll be getting into the main meat of this story. We'll be continuing with Chapter 2. So, see you next time.